Hey, shalom, shalom. I'm knocking on Waha Bar Shallah Walakim Latam. Call Shabawai Bahar Khawa Kakshaw Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shama Amat, which is truly hey with the Hebrew Israelites coming to you week in and week out through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shah to preach to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, Israelite foreigners. Nachamatam Kayah Malakwat Hashemayim Korah, repent ye, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Call ImLaq Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shah Bahasham Racha HaKodash Wamashana Kabadim Zukoyim Nawa Wamalakim Shaw Yeshalaz Zukoyim Racha Gadawa Wahasa Washalwan Wabrakim Laha Bacharim Shaw Ha Kawaya Shah Shalawam. All right, so all praise to the Most High Yahweh, which means He exists. Bahasham, in the name Yahweh Shah He delivers. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Israel, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Mercy, peace, and blessings to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom, which means peace. All right, Hayawam Tawad, which is good day. All right, today's lesson is entitled Chaamas wa ImLaq. Amar Shana, to say again. Chaamas wa ImLaq. La Amar Shana, Chaamas wa ImLaq. All right, which is to say again, Hamas and Amalek. All right, because, that's a pretty prevalent topic, in current events right now. So we're going to go ahead and get this article. It says Hamas is a curious word with significant meanings. Language is a strange commodity. Sometimes there is within it a play on words, but at others there is no play, but rather mysterious, unexplained truth. All right, and this is the example, or this is the case with words like Hamas. All right, but through the spirit, we had to understand it, so it's not mysterious. So Salat continuing on, it says, but rather a mysterious, unexplained truth. Let us take the example of Hamas, which according to the Council of Foreign Relations, a New York City research center, is the largest, most influential political fundamentalist movement in the Muslim world. By one means or another, Hamas aims to convince the world of its deep desire to eliminate Israel and establish there instead the 23rd religious Muslim state. All right. Hamas is an Arabic acronym, Harakat al-Musalat. It says Harakat al-Muqawama al-Islamiyya, all right, which is Islamic resistance movement. But Hamas is also an Arabic word that means zeal, all right. Although Arabic and Hebrew are sister languages, the Hebrew meaning of Hamas is violence, according to the Hebrew English volume of Reuben Al-Khaleh, Hebrew English Hebrew Dictionary. Cruelty and injustice are additional definitions, but not zeal. All right, and I'm gonna keep going. It says, truth is thus stranger than fiction for Israel and for Jews, JOOS's, everywhere. Hamas indeed means violence in its terrorist form. All right, and it does go into violence, you see. But a lot of times, in Bayashma Allah in Arabic, they take different words and it'll they pretty much remix it to their experience. All right, so for example, like with the word Qatar, all right, that's a country. All right, it's known for its resources, you see, but it more specifically, it goes into incense used for a sacrifice, you see, but they use the word Qatar, if I'm not mistaken, for like locomotives or engines, car engines, you see, because when you look at incense, they smoke. All right, when you look at cars, they have exhaust, they give off exhaust, so they smoke. So they pretty much use the word Qatar for their experience, you see, whereas in Hebrew it has the actual origin because it was a characteristic, or from our experience. All right, the nation of Yasha Allah, Ha Ga Salak Ha Gawa Yasha Allah, all right, the nation of Israel, all right, versus when we look at these different other languages, they pretty much take those words for the related languages. They'll take those words and then they'll pretty much put it to their experience and what they want to use it for. All right, so for this example, all right, they're saying that it goes into zeal. All right, it goes into zeal, strength, and bravery. All right, but being the reason that they're using Hamas for it is because zeal, strength, and bravery from their perspective is being shown through their violence. All right, so now let's go to that. Let's get the word for violence. So this word is fitting to the group in the spirit, because going into this, let's see, violence. It says Chaamas. It says, let's get that root word. It says to wrong, to do violence to. It says to treat violently. All right. It says make bare, take away violently. All right. Then it says to be violent. All right. Because going back to this article right here, it says, it says, by one means or another, Hamas aims to convince the world its deep desire to eliminate Israel. All right, that sounds pretty violent, you know. It says, and establish there instead the 23rd religious Muslim state. All right, so they show their zeal, they show their strength, they show their bravery from their perspective through violence. All right, and that's been shown since 2006. It says Israel is at war with Hamas. Here's what to know. All right. It says, is this the one I wanted? Oh, yeah, this is the most recent one. But pretty much Hamas, you know, they went on attack against Israel. All right. Which I'm not going to go into this article. All right. Get this. It says Hamas uses social media to incite fear. All right. All right, so showing their bravery, all right, and their strength and their zeal through violence. It says the Palestinian militant group spread violent images and propaganda on platforms like Telegram. All right, Hamas seeds violent videos of Israel on attack. All right, it says what are the legal implications of Israel-Hamas violence? It says Israel steps up Gaza, which is Isaiah Bahalashwan Kodash in the Hebrew, offensive as brutality of Hamas attacks laid bare. How to talk to children about the violence. All right, and who's doing that violence? Hamas. All right, pretty much showing that you know it's going to Hamas is fitting in the spirit that they named their group Hamas, and they even have an acronym for it. Going back to what it said in that particular article. All right, and the violence, you know, is stemmed. It has stemmed from like the 1980s, you know. All right, I wanted to get something else. All right, this says actually let me get a precept. This is Shamwath, also Exodus chapter 17. Let's get verse 16. All right, it says, I'm going to read it in Hebrew first. So it says, Waya Amar Kaya Yad Ail. All right, that word right there should be either Kas or Nas. All right, because the Strong's gives it a different word, but again, it should either be Kas or Nas. But Waya Amar Kaya Yad Ail Nas Kas Ya Malachama La Yahweh Ba ImLaq Madar Dar Pa. All right. So let's go into that. So it says, for he said, because the Lord has sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. All right. So that's what we're seeing. You know, we're seeing the Lord having war with Amalek from generation to generation. You see, because the Lord doesn't forget. All right. Let's actually go into that. Let's get Deuteronomy chapter 25. We'll get verse 17, but let's go to this. It says, since 2006, Hamas and Israel have fought 5 wars, the most recent in 2023. All right, but even with that, they have been warring in Israel. The list of wars involving Israel, wars and other conflicts since 1948. They've been at war since 1948 or since before 1948, 1947, and probably before that. But this is what is listed. All right, they've been at war 1947, arguably. All right, and then going into 2023, that's almost 100 years, you know. All right, and again, that's the Lord warring with Amalek from generation to generation. This is Debarium, Deuteronomy chapter 25. We'll get verse 18, 17. It says, remember what ImLaq did unto thee by the way when ye were come forth out of Martazarium, how he met thee by the way and smote the hindmost of thee, even all that were feeble behind thee, when thou wast faint and weary. he feared not the Most High. Therefore it shall be, when the Lord thy power hath given thee rest from all thine enemies round about, and the land which the Lord thy power giveth thee for an inheritance to possess it, that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of ImLaq from under heaven, thou shalt not forget it. You see, and that's why the Lord commanded Saul, to wipe him out. You see, but Saul, he fell on his behalf. All right, and then we saw in other generations, how the Lord war with Amalek. All right, but then it says, therefore it shall be, when the Lord thy power hath given thee rest from all thine enemies round about. All right, which that rest in this current time, in these days, this is talking about in those times, but in these days, the elect has been given rest. All right, so I'm gonna read again. It says, therefore it shall be, when the Lord thy power hath given thee rest. All right, these scriptures is true, from all thine enemies round about, and the land which the Lord, which again, this is going into the land, that the Lord gave us, you see, but I'm applying the part where it says rest. It says the Lord hath given thee rest. All right, going into this truth. And then it says that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. Thou shalt not forget it. All right, and I want to go into this word blot out, because it says sabayab. All right, and pretty much, let me get this in another version. All right, and that word blot out, it says erase their memory from under heaven. So pretty much for them to be destroyed, and which in this present time, it's starting with this truth, they're being made bare. All right, they're being made bare, you see, because the Lord requires that which is past. All right, which we'll get out of our Matazah by Harachat through the Spirit, But it's starting with this truth. All right, and then they're going to actually be blotted out. All right, their kingdoms are going to be destroyed on this side, you see, and after that 1,000 years of slavery, they'll be destroyed after that, But let's get another precept. This is Achat Shamwa, also Samuel, chapter 15, Chamash Ishar Washanya, which is 1 Samuel 15 and verse 2. All right, and it reads, it says, Shamwa also said unto Sha'awal, the Lord sent me to anoint thee to be king over Israel, to be king over his people, over Yasha'Allah. Now therefore hearken thou unto the voice of the words of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, I remember that which ImLaq did to Yasha'Allah, how he laid wait for him in the way when he came up from Matazarium. Now go and smite ImLaq, and utterly destroy all that they have. Spare them not, but slay both man and woman, infant and suckling, ox, sheep, camel, and ass. All right, so pretty much that's where Saul went off, because he spared Agag, but Amalek again is going to be destroyed from generation to generation, you see. Going back to the wars that the Lord has that was already initiated, you see, and then the wars that continue. All right, this is Quahalat, Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 15. It says, that which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been, and the Most High required that which is past. You see, the Lord requires an account for what Amalek did to us when we was coming up out of Israel. Or so not out of Israel, out of Egypt, Matazarium. You see, so that's the Lord warring with Amalek. All right, let's get another one. This is the Hoyam Psalm chapter 21. We'll get verse 8. It says, thine hand shall find out all thine enemies. All right, going back to how this devil's being exposed. You see, he's being searched out. His kingdoms has been found lacking righteousness. So he's being exposed. All right, I'm gonna read it again. It says, thine hand shall find out all thine enemies. Thy right hand shall find out those that hate thee. All right, so they're being exposed now. All right before they're going to be destroyed. You see, I'm going to keep going. It says, thou shalt make them as a fiery oven in the time of thine anger. The Lord shall swallow them up in his wrath, and the fire shall devour them. You see, because the Lord said to blot out, their name will be blotted out pretty much from under heaven. They'll be blotted out in the kingdom, Continuing on, it says, thou shalt make them as a fiery oven in the time of thine anger. All right, they're going to be destroyed on this side. All right, and then it'll be a remnant for slavery, and after their 1,000 years slavery, they'll be destroyed. It says, the Lord shall swallow them up in his wrath, and the fire shall devour them. You see, because again, the Lord requires that which is past. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 15, like we just got. All right. Continuing on, it says, their fruit shalt thou destroy from the earth, and their seed from among the children of men. All right, going back to how, that remembrance is going to be cut out from the world. It says, their fruit shalt thou destroy from the earth, and their seed from among the children of men, for they intended evil against thee. They imagine a mischievous device, which they are not able to perform. All right, and what is this? This is going back to, Psalms 83. They felt like they was going to be on top forever. They felt like they was going to be able to destroy his people forever. All right. But then also Psalms 49:11, it says that they pretty much are in the spirit, and they feel like they houses are going to continue forever. They felt like they was going to be able to get away with everything they have gotten away with in the past. They felt like they was the most high, you see. But again, the Lord requires that which is past, They, I'm going to get this real fast. This is Psalms chapter 2. We'll get verse 1. It says, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? Because they ultimately feel like they're going to rule forever. But no, that's not the case. The Lord had his way with the heathen on that scale, having them going to war with these different nations like Hamas, however you say it. Then also the exposing of this devil to where he going to have pretty much the left hand is going to be forced. All right. And then he's going to be, destroyed. His kingdoms is going to be destroyed. All right. But pretty much his house isn't going to continue forever. That's why, getting this precept right here, Psalms 2:1, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? That's a vain thing to think like that, because again, the Lord is going to require an account for the things that Esau Edom, ImLaq, all right, the spearhead of Esau, Amalek, you Amalekites, that's a vain vision, because the Lord is going to destroy Amalek, Esau, after their slavery, all right, and then they're gonna be rounded up and destroyed, But even on this side, their kingdoms are gonna be destroyed. They're gonna be, their remembrance under heaven is gonna be blotted out, because that's what the Lord swore to do. All right, let's get this precept right here. This is the Volume chapter 94 and verse 20. All right, it reads, it says, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? Okay, now I'm gonna keep going. It says, they gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous, and condemn the innocent blood, but the Lord is my defense. The Lord is my defense, and my power is the rock of my refuge, and he shall bring upon them their own iniquity, and shall cut them off in their own wickedness. Yet the Lord, our power, shall cut them off. All right, the Lord is going to destroy Amalek, Esau Edom, you see. But verse 21, verse 20, it says, which frameth mischief by law. All right, and what is this? Let's get the latter part. It says, Imal Alia Chak, all right, which that's mischief by law. All right, and let's go into the word Chak. All right, and it says statute, ordinance, limit, something prescribed, do. All right, enactment, law in general, decree. All right, and what was decreed? All right, that Balfour Declaration. All right, when Esau took it upon himself to slide up in the land. You see, but the Lord gonna require that too for you even touching that land. The Lord is going to judge you. All right, but again, today's lesson was entitled Chaamas wa ImLaq, which is Hamas and Amalek. Chaamas, which means to take away violently, do violence, to be violent. All right, wa Bayashma Allah in Arabic, Hamas, they use that word for zeal, strength, and bravery, but that zeal, strength, and bravery is shown by Halashma Quadash, Hadabar, the word, and in the holy tongue, in the word Hamas, which means to take away violently or to do violence. All right, so I don't want to Zaza by Nayapa. Lord's will, that was a beautification through the spirit. Wa I don't want to Zaza, Atham Yashu to Wab. Lord's will. You all have a good day. Shalom, shalom. Shemar Batak. Shalom.